not in the best of moods, to be fair. I've had to capture the fans' opinion. Before I talk about the game, I want to talk about this coward. Yeah, this guy in a balaclava, hooded up coward, who thought it would be good, who thought he would be a big man, yeah, and come and assault Josh. You're ashamed. You should be ashamed of yourself. You should be absolutely ashamed of yourself. Yeah, this is what it's getting to. I don't mind talking to people who want to have an opinion. That's absolutely fine. But to assault somebody, he was carted off by police, and rightly so. Hopefully he got arrested. I don't know what happened to this idiot. But carry yourself on. That's all I'm going to say on that. There was a coward, and he knows who he is, and he knows what he done. We'll see when we see him again. I don't even like to talk too much about that, but that's what kind of mood I'm in right now. How dare you? On a game, it's a bit of a bore fest, to be honest. It was a bit of a bore fest because we weren't really at the races. I thought we were comfortable. So, in fact, let me touch on the positives. I thought we defended very well. I want to start on the positives. Don't want to be accused of being toxic or negative. Let's start with the positives today. I thought Brandon Williams held his own today. It was a big test for him today. Traore is in good form. Yes, he can be erratic. But he's a beast. He's a powerhouse. He's an absolute unit. And I didn't fear for Brandon Williams, but I was relishing seeing him have that challenge against Traore. I think he did well against him. You're never going to stop Traore getting in for 90 minutes, but you can limit him. And I think Brandon Williams did that where he could. And he gave a good account of himself. Romero, I thought, was a positive as well. He made a fantastic save after about 5-10 minutes, keeping out Wolves, which I thought was really good. And a few commanding, not saves, but, you know, coming to command in his box. I thought he did really well. And hopefully he's not injured. He did go down for a while. He managed to see out the game. So that was a positive. So as a backline, I thought we did pretty well. Harry Maguire played against the kid for Wolves. I think it was one of his first games. He marshalled him very well. And even Jimenez, there was one time Jimenez got the better of him. But other than that, I thought we defended very well. Midfield, I thought we were composed. And we were in control. But it was just a common theme. We just could not create a damn thing. On the balance of the play, I think both teams will look at that and think, you know what, we weren't at the races. It's a positive. The last positive as well is that I'm standing outside this statue and we haven't lost. Normally we come to Wolves, it's a difficult game and we can't buy a win here. We still haven't won, but at least we haven't lost. That's another positive. I think Wolves will look at that themselves and think, by their own admission, they weren't good in the first half. They really wasn't good in the first half. I think Nuno would know that. That's why he brought on Jimenez at half-time as well. First half, I'm struggling to think of a shot on target in the first half. Did we have one?
Bro, no shots on target the whole game. Don't get twisted.
No shots on target the whole game? Oh, yeah, because we hit the... Well, there you go. Miles has just reminded me. There you go. No shots on target the whole game. And that just sums up the performance in terms of the final third. Yes, we were comfortable in possession. And yes, we defended well, but we just can't create for shit. And that's what the most frustrating thing is. We cannot create. It's a common theme. It took me a while, a lot of the times, to work out what formation we were playing. I felt Mason Greenwood was very frustrated. And yes, he can't go up and play against three centre halves. I get that, so he's got to drift off the front. But he was on the wing at times, completely vacating the space. Sometimes Mata was the furthest forward. Sometimes Andreas was the furthest forward. It just looked a bit disjointed to me. In the second half, I thought we gave the impotence to Wolves. They came out stronger, which we knew they would. Did they lay siege to the goal? No, but they looked the more likely of scoring out of the two teams at the time. I think the fact that Romero went down and needed some treatment, that probably helped us, because at that time, Wolves were starting to build momentum. But other than that, it was a pretty poor game. I thought Daniel James... Again, there wasn't much space in behind. They sat back, so he didn't really probably shine as much as he could. He put a couple of good balls into the box, which there was nobody following up. I thought that, I already touched on Greenwood. And I just think it was a game of frustration, but more importantly, it was a game of similar themes, similar concepts, similar patterns of play. There's a lot of people around me that were just so frustrated when we're getting to that final third. The lack of willingness to try and pass forward, pass between the lines, get players running at goal. It just wasn't there today. It just wasn't there. And the last thing we needed, I did predict in the road trip, I thought it'd be a replay, and that's what we got. That's the last thing we need right now. There's so many games coming up in a short space of time with so many injuries. It was the last thing we needed. It's good that we're still in the competition, so we haven't lost. That is a positive. But like I said, we just don't need this fixture pile up in an already very busy January. The substitutions. Solskjaer went to a 5-3-2. I made it out to be. It took me a while to work it out. The lot was there, and then right wing back, and then Ashley Young went and was like the third centre back, and it just didn't really work. I mean, Rashford came on, he probably should have done better. I haven't seen that chance back, I've only seen it once, but I think he forced the save from the keeper and it went onto the crossbar. Maybe could have taken that chance a bit sooner and slotted that away. But other than that, he wasn't really in the game. It was disappointing. Fred come on for as much as he did well, was for as much as he did badly. I thought he had a mixed game. Lost the ball a couple of times, but then won it back a couple of times very well as well. So look, at the end of the day, it was a fairly boring game with not much quality in it. We feared the worst coming here. Well, I certainly did, especially with the form we've got. That's, you know, we've played Wolves 4 times. And we haven't beaten them. We've played them, was it 3 times here and once at Old Trafford. So we've played them 4 times and still not beaten them. And now we've got to play Wolves twice in a very short space of time, again at Old Trafford. So we're going to have to beat them sometime, and I mean, it has to be now. We can't afford to drop points against them in the league. And obviously, if we want to get through to the 4th round of the FA Cup, we've got to make sure we beat them. So for me, the standouts in a poor game was Brandon Williams, and the fact that we defended well, and the fact that we didn't crumble and give that gilt-edged chance. I mean, I haven't seen back the disallowed goal, but it looked like obviously VAR's disallowed it. You never know VAR how tight that decision was. I haven't seen that. But yeah, those are the positives. The fact that we're still in the competition and we didn't crumble. But I don't want to say negatives, but the things to look at, the areas to look at is the same common themes, man. We just cannot create consistently in patterns of play. I just don't see that happening. Roll on Manchester City. Fred got a rest today. Wan-Bissaka was rested today. Luke Shaw was rested today. And you know what? Against Man City, I want to see Brandon Williams start. I think he deserves a chance in a big game like that at home, and I really do. Luke Shaw, yes, he had a difficult time against Pepe. When I look back on it, it wasn't like Pepe rinsed him all game. I just think Luke Shaw had a bad game, but you know, Brandon Williams, I just think he's just fearless and he just wants to go forward and make things happen. I'd love to see him start against City, but I don't think he will. The game's in a few days, and I think the reason why Luke Shaw wasn't playing was that. Angel Gomez, I want to talk about him really quickly before I finish off. I don't understand why he can't get any minutes at all. I don't understand that. You know, Lingard's not covered himself in glory. Andreas Pereira hasn't covered himself in glory. Mata hasn't in that number 10 position. Why has Gomez not even been given a chance? I don't get it. I know he's out of contract in the summer, and I can't see him signing again if he's not going to get any game time, especially in games like this, or games where we've got games thick and fast. You know, 2 in a week and things like that, 3 in a week sometimes in such a short space of time, and he still can't get any game time. It just doesn't add up to me. I was surprised to not see him even come off the bench today, in my opinion. But my man of the match is Brandon Williams. I thought he was good, and he continues to grow into that role of left back, and hopefully he'll continue to hit the heights. That's my my man of the match. And like I said at the beginning of the video, didn't want to start on that sour note, but that's what it's got to. There's been a lot being said on social media, a lot of idiots trying to spread lies and spread hate and stuff like that. You see from the fan camps today that we're just gathering opinions, and some people think this, some people think that. That's all it is gathering opinions. If you do not like it, please do not watch. Nobody is forcing you to. But if you want to come and assault people and get in people's faces and wear balaclavas, then you're an absolute embarrassment and you're a shambles. And I tell you what, we're not scared. Let me tell you that. We're not scared. We're going to be at every game. And if you want to start, we're not here for a fight. We're not here for that, yeah, at all. If you want to start assaulting people and coming aggressive and fighting and stuff, you just get carted off by the police. We're not interested. If you want to have a talk to us, to me, to anyone at the United Stand, we're happy to talk to anyone. We're not trying to convince any of you guys that you need to watch this and you need this in your life. We're just trying to convince you that some people convey their footballing opinion in this way. Some people consume their football in this way. I don't like The Only Way is Essex, so guess what? I don't watch it. It's as simple as that. Listen, I'm out of here, and I'll see you guys on Tuesday, hopefully with something to take to the Etihad in the second leg. Peace. Big thank you to you guys for watching the latest of our videos, and if you want to check out more, make sure you do that just to the right of me. We are the biggest and best Manchester United channel in the world. Make sure you check us out on all of the socials as well: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. The socials are along the bottom. Peace.